According to a new poll from Gallup, who of course is no longer doing presidential approval rating polls because President Pissy Pants there, but according to a new Gallup survey, the number of Americans who feel optimistic about the future in general has now hit an all-time low. It's still a majority of Americans say they're optimistic about the future, don't get me wrong, but in the 20-ish years that Gallup has been conducting this poll on American optimism, they have never had this few Americans say that they're optimistic about the future. Almost 60% of Americans now say they anticipate having a, quote, high quality of life in the future, a level that Gallup reports is about 9 percentage points lower than at the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. Americans were more optimistic about the future during the height of COVID than they are today. So during a deadly pandemic, going around the globe, people stuck in their homes for months, more of those people were like, you know what, the future's going to be good. Today, no pandemic, right? You can come and go as you please. But fewer people are optimistic about the future. So people are looking around during COVID, thousands and thousands in America alone dying every day, saying, yeah, future's going to be pretty good though. And those same people today are like, no, the future is not good. I'd rather go back to the pandemic days when I had hope. When I had hope during the pandemic versus what I see now. So what could the difference be? Why were more people optimistic during COVID than they are today? Well, a good reason for that is because COVID happened during an election year. And these people who said the future is going to get better knew that they, at that moment, had the chance to make the future better in just a couple months. Whereas today, we got a couple years. Sure, we could remake the House and Senate this coming November, but that's not going to mean a whole hell of a lot with that other guy still in charge of the whole damn thing. So there's not a whole ton of reason to be optimistic right now, right? I pronounce that word really weird. Optimistic. But that's sad. It's awful to think that Americans in record numbers are just giving up hope because of what Donald Trump has done and how bad he has been for this country. But that is what's happening. People are giving up, at least to a degree that they're no longer optimistic. Maybe they're still willing to fight. I hope they are. You know, you can lose optimism. You can still think that things aren't going to get better, but by God, I'm going to keep fighting to make them better. Even if you think it's futile, keep fighting. Because you just might make the change that you're wanting to see, right? And that's what needs to happen in the United States today. It looks bleak. It is bleak. But we band together, we tough it out, we fight back as best we can to the best of our abilities. And that optimism will, of course, eventually return. Scientists recently discovered a new evolutionary trait in puppies. And it's that they cannot grow up and reach their full potential unless you subscribe to this channel. Don't do it for me, folks. Do it for little Atlas and Judge here. Good boys. You do good. You want to say something? No? Okay.